I'm recording this, Sheila.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's moving so slowly.
That I think part of the challenge is, well, we'll see when we get to that part. How's it going for you guys so far? Have you been able to get to this point? Yes? No? You can give me a thumbs up. You don't have to unmute.
Yeah.
Okay. I think my friends that need this, that's why I'm recording, probably on here.
Yeah, I've been successful with lesson tasks, but I think the key to it is like Sheila was saying, is that we have to be able to convert the video.
Yes.
Hmm. And figuring out like a platform. Sorry, it's my dog.
Okay.
Figuring out a platform to be able to do that was hard.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know that that information is given to you all in any of the documents, is it? No.
Sorry. Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, yeah, you do that.
I said I don't know that that information is given to you in any of the documents, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Okay.
Once it uploads, it just will ask you if you want to submit, and then you just submit it. It's not much more to it once it pops up.
So
So I don't know if you need to continue
okay.
sharing or,
And then
because that's basically it.
at some point you it's not 21%. At some point you choose that might be the other challenge. At some point you choose um something so that when I get it, it is actually it's not the lesson document that you're doing, or does that come up? I don't know if I'm making any sense because I don't know what you all see on the other side, but that's sometimes when others are choosing putting
Uh,
documents, what I see is a lesson. It's like they uploaded it in a place where you are saying that you taught a lesson. But
Maybe they're not uploading it to the video reflection, and they're uploading it because there's another section in there that I think has different. Let me see. There's another place that allows for you to upload that's not called video reflection, so maybe they're putting it there instead.
well, I think that's it. And the other challenge is sometimes people are forgetting to publish, and then I can't get to it. I see that it's there, but if it's not published, then I can't grade it. So, Sheila, I don't know where you are at this point. If it's still loading, it is. So
It is.
while
It's loading real slowly.
okay, while it's still loading, hi Elaine, would you mind? And still, I'm not. Are any of you having any problems with your videos and how to send them to me? So if you're sending me videos of your lesson, Stephen, I know you use WhatsApp.
mhm.
Elaine has been using YouTube. Krista, are you having any challenges with that? Okay. I think I've gotten your whole video. Jill, I think you're okay too, correct?
Yes, I just use the Chromebook. I use the camera on the Chromebook, and I use that as well to share my reflection video too. I just use the camera from the Chromebook and then shared it that way.
But Elaine, would you mind sharing, because I am videotaping this, and for some of the ones who aren't here that need the information, it might be beneficial. And then Sheila, we'll come back to you when your video finishes loading.
Okay, could I just talk a few minutes before I share my screen?
Yes, absolutely.
So, YouTube, I'm not so tech savvy, but I know enough to use how to use YouTube, and I think it's pretty simple, pretty easy to like go through and set up your own account. So like my account obviously is like Elaine Thomas, and I used to use YouTube like when I wanted to share videos of my kids, like with other family members or whatever was
Oh,
happening.
man.
So I know it's hard to share a 40-minute video. Just you can't, I feel like you can't do it directly like from your computer. But what's nice about YouTube is you can set a video to private and just share it with one person, or sometimes if you're having trouble you can set it to public view, give the person the link, and then once they're done viewing it you can then take it down. So I will share my screen.
Thank you. Sheila, give me a thumbs up when yours is finished loading, please.
So if I want, I'm on a Dell computer. If I want to share a tab, is there something that I select or?
At the bottom of your screen, you should see a little green dot that says share screen.
Yeah,
You see that? Click
okay.
on the
I
arrow.
see that, and then it's giving me choices. So tab, a new tab maybe.
You can do that. You
Let me see.
can do full screen on new tab. Yep.
Okay, so what are you guys seeing? Are you seeing where it's showing
Yep. You see your screen.
do you see YouTube?
Yep.
Okay, so then can you see me moving my cursor around?
Yes, we can.
So up at the top right-hand screen, you'll see my little picture. So it shows that it's my account.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to create an account. But then just to the left of that, there's a little video camera.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on that, I might have to move us. All right, so can you see where it says upload video?
Yes.
So you click on that. And then you would select the file from your computer. So like, I'm gonna go down. You could see, I'm gonna select my video journal, just for example. So don't listen to my video journal, but I'm gonna open it.
It was really good, by the way.
And then, and so you can see where it has like the link. So it's already creating the link. Then I'm gonna click next. And then I could say, no, it's not made for kids. Then click next. And then just kind of keep going through. And then you could see how it's uploading. And it does it pretty quickly. I just wanted to go through to the end.
Wow, that is quick.
Yeah, so then if I click next, then you can see here where it tells you how you want to list it. So initially, when I shared my lesson, I hit private, and then when I talked to you, Professor Starbridge, I made it public, and then I asked you when you were done, just to let me know, and then I changed that setting back. So I'll just put public for now, and then I hit publish, and then close, and then on my screen, here's my lesson. Can you see where I'm like pointing to my original lesson?
Yes.
And then see how over here I have it that it says private. I can change that anytime to public, private. I can schedule it for a certain time, but obviously I switch it back private because I just don't want the video out there.
Right, exactly.
But that's basically like how you have to set up the account and then click on the little video camera, and then that you have to be, upload it from your computer. But it is definitely a nice it's a nice way to be able to share a video, not only of us teaching, but like if you had a video of your kids, because here's some of my things from a long time ago, from when my son was like in elementary school doing young authors. My son Logan did like a interview that he, we needed to be able to share. So, and that those things have been like 5, 6 years ago, so they're still out there. But yeah, so there's my math lesson, and it was quite an adventure, that's for sure. So,
So do you all have any questions? I have a question
okay,
because I'm recording.
sure.
How do you create an account?
So I think when you go into YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
I think like over here where I click on my name,
Mm-hmm.
if I switch account, well, you could see I create. It must be like something to do with when you sign on, and it probably gives you prompts to sign, to create an account. I don't know. I could try to sign out. I don't know if it'll automatically sign me back in.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so right here, sign in.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Use another account. If I can use I don't know how to do it.
Well, it's been a while, but you gave me an idea. I can go in and see if I'll just go to YouTube and see if it prompts me to create an
Yeah. So I think it probably automatically recognizes my email, but I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's pretty easy
Mhm.
to
Okay.
set up an account. So
Okay. I'll work on that. Thank you, Elaine, and thank you for letting me videotape that. That's going to be
I'm
helpful.
sure you're welcome.
Other colleagues, Sheila, how are we doing? And if not, we'll come back to you.
It's at 90%, so almost there.
Okay, let me.
So slow.
So we won't lose time. Let me keep moving forward. Let me bring up my. See, let me close this. Just let me know when you're ready here, because we are going to. I definitely want you all to be able to leave at 4:30. So I want to start with the assignments. Let me bring that up. Where we're going from here first, and then we'll move into what that's going to look like. So this is what's coming up so far for us. The most immediate would be task 1 and 2, and then, which is November the 1st. Now, well, context for learning was supposed to have been turned in on Friday. If you haven't turned it in, I think I got just about everybody's. Then please make sure you turn this as soon as possible, because you're going to need that for task 1 and 2. November 4th is when task 1 and 2 are due. They're each 25 points apiece. Now I'm going to go through that in just a second. Then we have a month before task 3 is due. Somewhere between November 4th and December 3rd, we need to meet so I can show you how to put this information in task stream and publish it once you get through this process. When you finish task 1 and task 2, you're going to load them in your Google folders so I can take a look at them, okay? They aren't going to be graded until they're published in LessonCast. And then, of course, there's always the attendance, and you guys have been doing well with that. And then the three-way conference. Your e-file of lesson plans, that's what I am collecting in your drive. So every time you write a lesson plan, even if it's for your methods class, please put it in your drive. You have to have an e-portfolio or e-file of all your lesson plans. So let me explain to you why I do the Google Drive. A lot of the content that you're working on, I have to be able to keep for you, and God forbid the state, if something happens, to share. But my previous students, what the e-file, the drive file does for them is they use it. They use it when they had the interview. They use it they're using it now while they're teaching, the ones that have classes. I have one student who's taking a master's class, getting her master's. She's using it. So it is actually a compilation of everything you've done so that it will be accessible to you when you need it. But it's also what I need, because we have to keep your information current. Okay, so please use the drive for the things that you can. Those items that I'm going to share with you, plus your context for learning and your written journals, all go in your file. All your lesson plans that you're working on, just text me and let me know you put them in there. If you have lesson plans that you've already done for your methods classes previously, stick them in there. All of those are going to count towards your end of the term grade for us, okay? So please put them in there. Don't recreate, don't try to create anything different. As I know you've done, you're going to be doing math lessons, et cetera, et cetera. Please put them in there, okay? So that's what's coming up for lessons. Now, task 1 and task 2. This is where we are for this. Do you guys have this document? It is in our folder. I'm gonna pull it up. But this is what you use for your e-portfolio assignment. Remember, the first one you did was a video that you watched and you answered this question in one of the HCPSS lessons. This was another task that you completed so that you could get in a lesson cast. This just tells you the different parts that go along with this e-portfolio. You've already done the context for learning. Here's what we're getting ready to do now. Task 1 that's due on the 4th is your first step is this, the context for learning. You've done that. Your next step is for you to start, you're already doing observing instruction, but then you're going to fill out your plan and commentary. The plan and commentary is this form. You have to do your context for learning first. This is almost exactly like your context for learning, almost. But now you're getting into what your lesson is going to entail. What is it that you will be doing for your lesson? So you completing this part, but filling out and answering all these questions that go to this. Okay, that's task 1. Now, you want me to slow down so you can take a look at it, or you want to focus it and process on your own? What is it? Which would work better?
I think probably when we start doing it, if we have questions, then maybe we'll text you.
That would be that would be very good. Now, listen, this has
Robert?
to be, yes.
So I have a question. So we're picking one, a lesson plan, and then we're just answering these questions looking through our lesson plan?
You do this before you do your lesson plan.
Okay.
You do your context for learning and your planning commentary. This is
Yeah.
the only part that you do commentary you do first before you teach and plan your lesson. Okay.
Hmm.
So the context for learning, you remember that looks like, right? Do you remember what that looks like, Stephen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind
That gives you a little bit more information about your students in the school. This gives you more information about your students that you're going to teach and your lesson. So you're thinking through the lesson that you're going to teach and choosing your central focus for your lesson.
Yeah. And then I have a question. So you said this time you're gonna make like you're gonna try to revolve your observations around our class,
I am.
right? So is this can we revolve this around our lessons plans that we make for the classes coming up?
This has to be for literacy.
Okay.
Now, if you were taking a reading class or something like that, yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, we're not doing that. So
Yeah.
this will have to be a whole new one.
Yeah. So go ahead, Elaine.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
So it has to be for literacy. Can we do like a whole group read aloud? Like, what are you looking, like, are you looking for us to teach a small group, a whole group?
You can do whole group, you can do small group for this.
Okay, it's hard to do whole group because wait, will this be recorded?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Okay.
The main thing you need to look at here is this: your central focus and the purpose of your lesson and your learning objective. And then your assessment that you're going to use in order to measure success. If your lesson is a whole group lesson, is your central focus a whole group skill, something that the whole group needs to focus on? If your lesson is a small group lesson, is the focus something that the small group needs to work on? Okay, that's your central focus. So it has to be, so in answer to your question, can it be a whole group or a small group? It can, but it's going to depend on what your central focus is. And once you go through, how will the lesson help the students develop essential domain-specific strategies? Once you go through this and you're planning a whole group or a small group and you start answering the questions, you may realize, oh man, I can do this with the whole class. Or you may realize, oh, this may better be observable through video with a small group. Okay, so you're going to determine that as you go through these questions and start to answer them. I would look at them first and then make a determination as to how you want to teach this lesson. Okay, and I know there's some schools whose interns can only do small group just because of the documentation that they did or did not receive. And that's why and that's okay. What's important is what you're teaching and how you're going to assess it and whether or not it's what the students need. So this comes after you do your context for learning. So you should be working on this now once you decide what you're going to be teaching. Okay. The planning, once you do that part, your context for learning, and then your planning commentary, and these are the same questions that are in the planning commentary. That's where the instruction part comes in. Then you write your lesson plan. Then you teach the lesson. Here's where the video comes in. And that's also where you look at this rubric when you are planning and when you are teaching and when you are analyzing your teaching through your other commentaries. You all remember this, right? Okay. In order to do this video, you had to have your letters to your parents. Is there anyone who has not sent their letters out and gotten a response from their parents yet? Krista.
I just got it signed by my principal on Friday,
Okay.
so it's going home this week.
Okay, so don't freak out. That's why I asked this question.
Mhm.
It's going home next week.
It will go home tomorrow when the kids are back.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is
I
due
have to check this.
next Friday, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You tape whoever you can.
Okay.
You don't get the whole class. We're not going to go crazy. All right. You can do a small group of 10. You just let me know you're going to have to do a small group. What's important is whether or not you get the information you need in your lesson from your students, teaching that group a lesson.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't want anybody going crazy if you don't get the whole class to say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten most of my classes turned in. There's only 2 students that haven't turned in, but it's like 50-50. So I'm gonna have to do a small lesson, just a small group lesson, just let you know.
Stephen,
Okay.
that's fine. It is
Uh-huh.
fine.
My question was too, like I've sent it home twice. Like if we get no response, is that considered basic? Not to ask the obvious, but if we get no response, I've sent it home twice, then that would just list those students as a no.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm sorry, probably should already know this. I've scanned all the documents. Are we supposed to send that list to Dr. Showers?
You're supposed to email it to me.
To you, okay. All
Yes. And then what she wants me to do is send her all of you all's lists at the same time.
Okay, so how do you want us to, do you want us to break it down in a list of the students' names as a yes or a no? Do you need a copy of the documents?
No, we just need the list. Yes, no. And in the no column, you can put no response.
Okay,
But that's still
mean,
a no.
everybody that returned it said yes, and
Right. If you didn't get it, then it's a no.
then my other question is, sorry to be so.
No, Elaine, don't
question
apologize.
today.
I'm glad you asked
But-
questions.
So we now have established new, I'm asking a question that I probably already know the answer to, but we have a new math class
Right.
because they switched. So I need to send this form home to all the students that are in the math class. Is that correct?
This is a reading lesson. Are they going to be in your class for reading?
Um,
Are you teaching them reading?
we have a couple students that are switching for reading that
Okay.
that were not in the homeroom.
Okay.
I'm just thinking in terms of like, even for next semester, are we going to be teaching different math lessons? I mean, are we going to eventually record a math lesson?
No.
No.
If you're
Okay.
going to be doing HCPSS, it's
Yeah.
all literacy. It's not math unless you are a secondary math major.
Oh, okay. All right. So then I don't technically need to send it home to those math students.
No.
Okay.
But if you suspect they might be in the same class when you're teaching the lesson, if you're going to do a whole group, yes. The ones that come to your class for reading, if you think they're going to be in there for your whole group lesson, yes, you need to send a document home.
Okay. They only come to our class for small group reading. So it would only matter if I teach a small group
Right.
reading lesson. Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that.
No, that's no problem. I'm glad you're asking questions. Anyone else?
I have a question. So for
Yes.
the lesson, you said literacy has to be strictly reading. Can it include writing as well, or just reading?
Yes, it can. It can include reading and writing. Yes, it's literacy is, that's why it says literacy.
Okay, thank you.
Reading and writing. Yes. All
And then
good.
for the, I'm sorry, for the, I can't even talk, participation roster for the letters, do you want us to email that to you or can we just share it with you? Because I shared it with you in my folder, but would you rather?
Share it with me, that's fine. Just let me know if you're sharing it because I can still send it to her.
Okay,
It should, if you put it in your folder, that's even better because it stays there. If something comes up, and it did last year, or was it year before and I wasn't there. But if something comes up, I can say, no, 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 this is, his name is not here, or his name is here, or something like that, or her name is here. So it's probably, I think it's better if you do put it in your folder. Just let me know. And when everyone's comes in, then I can make sure I get all of them to Dr. Showers at the same time. Then she won't have to wonder which schools have responded and which schools have not. She'll know under us. Okay, good questions. Jill, you had a question.
Actually, it was already answered, and
Okay.
mine are being sent out tomorrow. So,
Okay.
so I'll
Yeah.
be getting those back.
Yeah, don't freak out, guys, if you don't get the whole class. Just use the ones you can. Just make sure you have that list. That's what's most important. um, because this is like it's a state, well, it's not a state assessment at this point, but it's mocking the state assessment. So it has the same accountability for us as a school system. Krista, you're okay? Okay. Stephen, you're okay.
Yeah, I just want to like some clarification. So the list exactly, when we go and take these students and record them, are they supposed to be like, hi, I'm this person? Like, what is the list
No,
doing?
no. The list is so
Yeah,
if there's something that comes up because your child is in a, or one of the students is in a, it's exactly like what happens when the counties say they send documentation to the parents and the parents say, I don't want my child videotape, I don't want my
right.
child's picture taken. That's what this list is for, except it's on a, for HCPA it's more on a state level, and for lesson cast it's campus level.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep, yep, yep. Okay, so we're clear on the instruction commentary template. Everybody got that, right? Now, I'm scared to go to task 3 because you're not going to be there yet. I'm not trying to overwhelm you. I would prefer to wait. I know we're going to talk about that a bit on Friday because we're talking about assessment. The one thing I would say is that that presentation that you saw on Friday and the different types of assessments, informal, formative assessments that she showed you. Remember that list of 56 or whatever they are. I don't have that document. It's supposed to be on Blackboard, but if you need to use some of those assessments to kind of enhance your differentiation, or to include more modalities in your lesson, then please look at that. Do you all have that? Did you see it? No, no thumbs up. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can't get a copy from Dr. Showers. I know she said she was going to, I think she said, but she did say they were going to put it on Blackboard. I haven't seen it yet, but I have to be honest, I haven't really looked closely.
I just want to say I really love exit tickets. So
Yeah,
there's no limit as to how many times we can use as exit tickets, right?
no. Nope,
Okay.
exit tickets are fine. Just make sure you're still doing some ongoing assessments during your lesson, like you did with the questioning, Elaine.
Yeah.
Your questions were all assessing learning. The majority of your questions were, and that is true for all of you actually. Just make sure you're doing some ongoing assessing throughout your lesson, okay? But you can have, in this case, your exit ticket is, well, It's almost like a summative, but not quite, but yeah, almost. Um, so let me say this. I don't want you to freak out because I want to talk to you about this part. You will upload this into the e-portfolio in LessonCast once everything is completed. And the first thing they have you to upload is your video. This is not due until December. Even though December 3rd is going to come quickly. Let me make sure I show you these dates. Well, December 2nd is going to come quickly. What you need to do is focus on getting tasks 1 and 2 completed for right now. And then because your task 3 also includes a commentary, but right now let's get task 1 and 2 completed. Now, task 1 also includes your lesson planning document. So don't forget that. But once you do your well, there's Jane. Hi, Jane. Once you do your commentary and your context for learning, your commentary should guide your lesson planning. Hi, Jane. Jane, I recorded this. I'm recording this, so you'll be able to catch up, okay?
Okay, good, because it, yeah.
I know, don't freak out. It's gonna be okay. I'm trying to minimize the stress as much as possible. I don't think I'm as successful as I'd like to be, but I'm gonna keep working at it. And these are directions for uploading into the ePortfolio document in LessonCast. And Professor Baker and I went through it today. They seem to be okay, but it's still something we need to take a look at together. So again, between November the 4th, let me pull that back up, and December the 2nd, we're going to go through the whole process of loading all this information in the LessonCast. So just stick it in your folder. Got it? Okay. If you haven't turned in the context of learning, I have to have that ASAP. Okay, any questions, any more questions about this so far?
Just for clarification, so for task 1 and task 2, we're putting both of those in our folder by the 4th, but we're not uploading it until after we complete task 3. Okay.
You can start once we talk about it. But if you start and something goes crazy, then you're gonna have to delete everything and start over. Okay.
Okay, and then also for clarification, task 2 is the template, and we need to answer those questions, our central focus of the lesson. Task 2 is the video.
Task two is the instruction commentary.
Yes.
And task 2 is also, because you're going to teach the lesson, then you're going to write your lesson plan once you complete the instruction commentary, and you're going to teach the lesson. All of that is task 2. All of that is instruction. So teach your lesson and video, record a segment up to 10 minutes. If possible, you especially want to capture portions of the lesson that show you interacting with the students.
Okay.
Okay, but before you do that, write your instruction commentary, which will analyze your teaching of the lesson. Use the instruction commentary template and following prompts as a guide. And then you do your lesson plan.
Where can I copy of LessonCast ePortfolio assignment? Can I find this in the Google Doc?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Now this is, how did you provide a positive learning environment? How did you demonstrate mutual respect? Come on, guys. Which is it, before or after? Upload your complete commentary as a part of your lesson. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the planning commentary. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait a minute.
So I'm getting ahead of myself. So task 1 is the planning
Commentary.
template, and we need to fill that out. And then task 2 is the lesson plan and the video.
Okay, so I apologize, Elaine. This is my fault. Because when I went to task 2, I'm like, well, wait a minute, what happened? Task 1 is the context for learning and the planning commentary. And then you write your lesson plan. Okay. Task 2 is you teach the lesson, and then you, after you teach it, you do the instructional commentary. Okay. I apologize. That was my fault. So let me say it again. Task 1 is the context for learning and the planning commentary. All of those come before you plan your lesson. Okay. Then you write your lesson plan, and you know which lesson planning template to use, correct? You don't, Elaine? I'll show you because it's going to be down here. Write your lesson plan. Then you teach your lesson for task 2. Do your videotape. Then you do your instruction commentary. And that's a different template, but it has the same kind of questions as before. I'll bring it up. So you're going to complete all of these questions. Okay. Let me go back.
Ms. Roberts, can you share this with me? I can't find it in my Google.
I will, Stephen. And
Thank
I'll
you.
make sure it's in there for everybody, but I'll share it with you.
Not this one, the one previous.
Yes, I
Yeah,
will.
perfect.
Yep,
Thank you.
yep, I
If
will.
you search lesson cast in your Google.
Yeah, I've searching that.
Okay,
But
never mind.
I got to look
Can't
again.
find it. I'll share it, Stephen. Don't worry. I'll share it, okay? Then task 3, when we meet on Friday, they're going to be talking about assessment. That is task 3. In this task, they have the assignment rubric so that you can see it. And I mean, assessment rubric. And after you do your assessment, then there's an assessment commentary template. But I don't want to go that far, guys. And if you want me to, then let's pick that up at a different time. The lesson planning document you need should be right here. And that's at the end of this whole document. On page 6. You see it, Elaine? And here is, it says EdTPA. Oh, wait a minute. Where did they get this from? Oh, that's context for learning. I'm sorry. Here you go. Elementary literacy. That's the handout. Here's the template. But I also, Elaine, have that in let me pull it up. See if I can't pull it up. That's also in your folder.
Isn't it the directed teaching?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Elaine, you know which one she's talking about for reading? Yeah, it's the one that you use to write your lesson plan. Okay, let me go back to, because we're running out of time and I don't want to go over 4:30. Any more questions? Sheila, how are you doing? Is finished loading?
It's done, yep.
Okay, I'm going to let you go all the way through to the last steps, and then I'll finish off, and we'll be off by hopefully loading at 3:30, 4:30.
Okay, so it brought it up, and then I just hit, I click on the video, I hit insert. And then I go to the bottom and hit continue.
Mhm.
This part was what I was asking for when we first did our very first reflection, as far as
Yeah.
what we were clicking. And so I wasn't quite sure. I've been putting for grade and then just doing higher education, but I wasn't quite
No,
sure.
scroll all the way down. Scroll all the way down to your left. Is
The
that
last
the next one?
one, yes, the last one is groups.
So it's supposed to have, what's that? Hmm. When you click on higher ed, what do you get?
That's it, and then it lets you go to the next.
Okay, see what happens.
It lets you go to the next question. And then they want a summary.
See, that was supposed to have a culturally responsive teaching.
For the descriptors list.
Mm-hmm.
I just selected grade 1 just because my video, I'm
Since you're in grade 1. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
What does that say? Go back.
It says critical
Oh,
thinking,
that's universal design for learning.
universal design for learning.
Keep going. That
it had a CRP cohort.
yeah, where is that?
That's this one.
Okay, try that one.
That one.
Yeah.
This one. And then continue. And then this is asking for standards.
Yeah. Did you see elementary? What did you choose for that one, Elaine?
Nothing, I just skipped it.
That's what I did too.
Oh, well, skip on, honey.
Skipped it, and then you put your summary in,
Okay.
and then continue, and then you hit publish.
Now publish. That's
Yep.
the part. Okay, guys. And you're supposed to save before you publish.
Save, and then yep, then
And
publish.
publish. Yep.
And that's it.
Okay. So now we have this on. Okay, good. We have this on video. That's gonna work. Let me go back to our agenda, and then
And that I think is interesting about LessonCast is that we can see other people's videos. We can see,
you
I'm
can.
not- yeah, I could see anyone's video. Once you go into there and you look, you can switch.
can open
I'm
it
not
up.
sure if the College of Education knows that. I mean, I don't mind if someone views my video, but
Others may not.
I just felt like in terms of like privacy too, like that's just, I mean, when we go in and we upload it, we can see anyone else's video as well.
I'm glad you said that.
So I don't know if that has something to do with the settings or if they really want us looking at other people's videos or if,
I don't know, Elaine. I'll find out though. I'm going to mention that when we meet. Actually, I'm meeting with my Howard County colleagues tomorrow. I'm going to mention that to them. I didn't know that, but again, I'm kind of a newbie, kind of, sort of.
I mean, I could definitely see,
Oh, we lost you for a minute. Oh, you muted you.
sorry, I mute accident. I'm not so sure that we should, but maybe it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
absolutely. I mean, people might not want you looking at them. Right. I don't know if that's a good idea, girlfriend.
Well, what happens in the cohort stays in the cohort.
Yes, please.
Yeah, but just in this cohort, it might not be all the other cohorts too.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many other people realize that. I'm glad you said something, Elaine. Thank you. That is significant. Okay, I'm gonna get to the end of this. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you for participating. This has been very valuable for me too. I learned some things that I did not know.
I just want to say thank you so much for helping us, because I feel like your organization and your calm nature is helping us.
Oh,
For
I'm
sure.
glad to hear that. Thank you. I will make sure I let them know.
I agree.
Oh, thank you guys. That's very important to me. It's very important to all of us, actually. So here's where we are. As Stephen was saying, um, I definitely want to try and align your lesson, your next observations with what you're doing in methods. And even if I can align it with you teaching for your EdTPA, where your lesson cast assignments, that would be great as well. But I don't know how that would work for you at this point, and it's going to depend on scheduling. And I know you won't know when you're supposed to do those lessons until your class tonight. A couple of, I think Jill maybe told me that. My request is if someone can send me, I don't know how this would work for you guys as a cohort, what week you're supposed to teach those lessons, then we can figure out when we can do the next formal and the next set of observations for you, and hopefully do them the same week, and I can watch the same lessons that you're teaching for your methods class instead of you doing more work. I don't want to do, I don't want you one week planning and teaching a lesson for me and then the same week planning and teaching a lesson for your class. Let's just make one stop work for everybody.
So, because we're going into science and math,
Yes.
so those are okay for you to do the observation on those two subjects. But definitely for this assignment, it has to be literature
This assignment has to
or
be
literacy.
literature. If there's a way you can arrange for me to see that assignment and one other, I'll be okay with that. If this is if it's going to be really off track and it's going to be more convenient to do the science and the math, I'll be okay with that for this one. Next term, when you're in phase 2, the focus will probably have to be more on literacy, because that's what your EdTPA will do. And guys, we won't have time to discuss it tonight. It's 4:35, but we need to, when we meet again, talk about praxis. I know. Look at Elaine's face. But we have to figure out, we need those practice documents. And what I'd like to do is find out what tests you have to take and see if I can get them downloaded, so you can have access. I don't even know how to do that yet, but that's what's in my head. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to see if I can do that. But praxis has to be a part of this conversation as well. Okay.
All right.
If you have specific questions, first I want to thank Elaine and I want to thank Sheila and for sharing. I want to thank Jane and I want to thank Krista and Stephen for coming on. I hope this is helpful. We do have this information to share with others if need be.
And Jill.
And where's Jill? Jill, I can't
I'm right
see
here.
you. Oh, okay. And Jill. Thank you, Jill.
Krista.
Thank all of you for coming on. Oh, that was pretty good. Now, make sure I get all your names in here. If somebody say, did you meet with them? Yes. I'll make sure, or you guys can sign your names when you go in. And please complete this part when you're able. I will look back on this document to see if you have any questions, because I don't want to go any longer. It's going to be 4:40 in a minute. And please do plus deltas. That lets me know what I need to change. The plus is what worked. The delta is what needs to change. And that's the response that I would. The next thing is, I need for you to tell me what would be a good meeting date. Next meeting date. Okay. What would be the best time for, we need to meet in between the 4th of November and the 3rd of December, or whatever date that was, 2nd of December. So somewhere in November, preferably before Thanksgiving. If you all can come up with a date and a time, I want to do what's best for you. Even if it's after your class. I don't know what time you get out of class. What time do you get out? You don't know?
7:30.
Okay.
Or 8 for the math.
8, the other is 7:30.
That might be a little bit much.
What about the Monday or Tuesday of parent-teacher conferences?
What week is that?
It's the Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
The Monday and Tuesday before the 21st and 22nd? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
What do you guys think?
That or even that Wednesday, I'm available. But I think that week would be good. At least for me, it would work.
Okay.
I feel
know
like
I
that
can't-
Monday or Tuesday, like,
Yeah, I can't do the Wednesday.
could
I know
take an
that for
hour.
sure. To take 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay, I tell
mean,
you guys what. You have each other's telephones. You can text each other. Oh, you can text each other on my phone. You're all on my text. You're on my text string. You come up with a time. Monday or Tuesday would work for me. Probably I would prefer Monday, but if I'm meeting with my group, it would have to be before 11 or after 2 on a Monday.
Well, maybe we could just tentatively say like 2 o'clock on that Monday.
It would work for me.
And
I'm
then,
in here.
because I think it's a half day at school, but we probably have to work
right,
because
we
it's
have to work
parent-teacher
till 7.
conferences.
So I know my admin would be like, yeah, meet today, like take your hour,
Okay.
if I said I had to meet with BSU people, they would be like, okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay. So I'm going to say this is what's here, and that's going to be our next meeting date.
Okay. And did you share this document with us?
I did,
Okay.
but I can do it again.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yep. I can do it again. All right, guys, it is now 4:40. This is it. We don't need to. Please complete those parts, put your name in. If you have questions, stick them in. Like I said, I'll come back, I'll revisit. I'll come back and look to see what questions you guys have put in and see if I can find the answers to them. Okay. Stephen, are you good? Did you need something after? Okay. Did anybody need any?
Oh, I'm good. Just that one document shared with me and I'll be fine.
I would make sure I do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone
Thank
else?
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for your help. Jane, do you need me? You want to stay on for a
Good
minute?
night.
Okay. Good night.
Where are you gonna, where will this recording be?
It's going to be in our drive.
In the folder? Okay. All right, cool. I'll look at it then. And if Sheila can't answer my questions, I'll get back to you.
Okay. All right, Jane. I'm
All
glad
right.
you made it.
Thank you.
I know you had some things you had to do. I remembered. So you're one of the reasons why I videotaped it. I wanted to make sure you could get some information.
Yep. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome. Take
Have a
care.
good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.